Hi, John here, interviewing Lisa, and I'm so happy that you're here to chronicleize your story and to show everyone that we all started the same place and we all have the same struggles, and some are farther ahead than others, but we can all do this.
Well,
Lisa.
it's a pleasure to be here. It's my honor as well
Oh,
to
thank
be
you.
in this space and with all these lovely people as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you so much.
Oh, no problem. So just tell me about your journey.
So I've been a coach for about 6 years now,
Nice.
um, and I used to work in the corporate world, and I kept getting what I call a soul calling, to come into the work that I came into. Um, it was a really I was in a space where I was actually happy in my work.
Okay.
So, but I kept getting this nudge, what I call from the universe, and it kept coming up. It wouldn't stop nudging me, and then funny enough, I went to one of the weekends that I was really nudged into this work was I got an invitation actually to a UPW by Tony Robbins.
Okay.
And I thought, oh, I'll have a look. I'll go along. And I've known of him because I've been into self development, and I've also done a lot of self development with other, influential people out there as well.
Right.
Read loads of books, and so I went along with this friend, and well, my whole life after that completely transformed itself, and I wanted to leave my job, which happened,
Right.
and it really made a massive difference in my life where I just basically listened to my heart, because that's what UPW really, gives you
Mm-hmm.
um, the ability to hear what your heart wants you to really truly do,
Right.
and it just like took on its own sort of formation, and so to cut a long story short, I became a coach. and but I wanted to go deeper into the self-development. I was being guided to go, intuitively guided to go into more sort of spiritual self-development. So I put myself into several consciences, modalities that help you to understand cosmically how the universe works. Also spiritual practices that can help you and manipulate energy,
Uh-huh.
facilitate healing. So I went into that area first as I started off, and I became what I called myself an intuitive life coach. And I
Oh,
was able
nice.
to, yeah, I was able to help people with their blocks, beliefs, systems that they'd been, any dogma that they were under, and developed this into a business basically, and was doing that for the last 5 years. And
Nice.
it's only the last year and a half I've been really pivoting the business and changing it. But yeah, at the beginning there was such struggles, such as, well, which way do I turn? What do I create?
Right.
Who are my people that I need to that's going to resonate with what I offer? And
Right.
there's a lot of struggles, confusion, blocks, myself that I had to overcome.
Yeah.
And, that was something that is ongoing. It doesn't ever really leave you.
No.
But what does happen is that as you can take that uncomfortable action,
Yeah, exactly.
but comfortably,
Yes.
sort of, you then begin to understand that there is something that's being shown to you in where you're going. There's some sort of plan, that
Mm-hmm.
comes and outlays itself in front of you,
Right.
but you can't really see too far ahead.
No.
You can just see, like, maybe, you know something that you, maybe if you set your intentions on, like, I want to be this, as long as you
Right.
know where you're going in some form of, like, what outcomes you want, what your
Mm-hmm.
intentions are, as long as they're good and they benefit everyone,
Right, right.
then the universe, I feel, supports you on that. And so whatever struggles I have experienced, and I have, and I'm not going to say to you it's never gonna never,
No,
you know,
you're
every
right.
level, every
Right.
level
Oh,
has
I
its
know.
struggle and
Now,
bumps, you know,
now,
to overcome. And it creates and makes you a better version of yourself, of who
oh
you
yeah,
were.
definitely. It's like,
Every, you know, bump that you come across, it really does, you know, it's just helps you to evolve.
oh, definitely. It's like the hurdle. So my first hurdle was that, what's everyone gonna think when I do this? Everyone's gonna
Yes.
start laughing.
Yeah.
I don't want anyone to see this because, I'm embarrassed, or the story in your
Yeah.
head
What do
of
people think of me? Am I
what do
good
they think of me?
enough?
Exactly. And then
Who am I to do this?
yeah, so you had those like same hurdles.
Oh
Yeah,
God,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
of course.
Kind of describe your like first, if you remember, because it's kind of nice to
Mm.
remember where you were. Like, what were your like first hurdles when you were gonna do this, that you were like,
So my first hurdles were like, firstly, how am I going to incorporate and implement this into people's lives
okay,
to give them the transformations? Because I was taking action on the things that I was doing. You know, it's all well and good like wanting to coach, but you've got to be doing that yourself as well. So instead of preaching to people like you
right,
do this, you've got to
yeah,
be showing, even when people aren't there,
right,
to be doing that yourself. And so, you know, I used to have, I remember one time I was I probably was about like 3 months into the business, and I was learning and ingesting all of this information. And it came to a point where I need to implement this. I need to know how to create more like
right,
alignment with the right kind of people.
right,
And you know, I, like I say, you ingest so much information, and I call that shelf development, you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
where you're ingesting so
Oh, I've been
much.
doing that for yeah. I know what
Then
you're talking about.
we get sort of caught up in what I call serial, you know, self-development,
Right, right,
and we don't actually do anything with it. And we've got all this, retaining all this wonderful, beautiful, you know, information,
right.
wisdom and knowledge, and then we don't really have a way of sharing that. We don't know how to convey it across.
Like books on the
So
shelf.
that was my first stumbling. Yeah, I didn't know how do I convey this across.
Now, what about like personal? What like did you were you like sitting there like, oh, they're gonna, how do I do this? What am I gonna do? Are they gonna, well, like if you made videos or whatever you taught, well, you were already in the corporate, so you were kind of doing stuff, right? So
Well, I was a salesperson, so
okay.
I knew how to sell.
So
Um,
to learn how to sell, you had to get through hurdles at an early start of your sales, like not really caring that people are gonna, how they're gonna
but I
take you
did
on,
though,
or
John. I did have the hurdles still to overcome, because I was
yeah,
sharing
tell us
something.
about some of those
Yeah,
hurdles.
because the hurdles that I had to overcome was being authentically me,
Yeah,
all the stuff that I had learned. How am I going to show up as this new person
right,
that I've created? Because you become a different version of yourself.
right.
And how am I going to get out there and show myself to be the real authentic me? And yeah, that was
That's
scary.
vulnerable. That's vulnerable
That's vulnerable. That's
because
scary.
it's
Like,
the real authentic you, not the corporate
absolutely. Like,
whatever persona you
you
put
know,
on.
there's, even my friends didn't know some of the things that I'd been
That's the
learning
part. Yeah,
about,
that
you
part
know,
there.
and like, would I still be accepted by them? You know, would I still be friends with them? Or would there be, you know, would they shun me, or would they, you know, they don't resonate with me anymore? And
Right.
we're not speaking the same language anymore. And that's the case when you're becoming better, which, or a better version of yourself.
Yeah.
You, unfortunately, those gaps that do get, sometimes they get wider.
Right.
That's a scary thought, because you're leaving behind the old version of you,
Yeah.
but you're then allowing yourself to become the new version,
Oh no,
and
that's
that
true.
brings with it new people.
That's golden what you're saying right now.
That
That's a
brings with
golden
it a lot
lesson.
of lovely, beautiful new people. So as much as you can be like in that scary moment of like, what have I got to lose? It's actually,
Right.
no, what have I going to gain? What am I going to
Right.
gain in this? Because whatever you're losing, you will gain tenfold what
Oh,
you're losing.
exactly.
you know.
And it's kind of
So
like you're
it's
saying goodbye
definitely,
to it. You're not really losing it. You're just saying
no,
goodbye.
no,
It's
you're
like, you've
just
been in my life.
moving.
Thank you. It's just you're
Yeah,
transitioning.
you're just transitioning. And, you know, but you need to do that. You need to
Oh, you
have
have
that
to.
process happen because it's your growth. You know, you're
Yes.
evolving, you're becoming, you're changing, you're transforming yourself. And I'm a big believer is, you know, there's a lot of resistance that can come up with that. But, you know, your soul is so strong that
Right.
it will make things happen without you even realizing that
Right.
they're meant to happen for you, you know.
But you're hanging on to a part of yourself because
You are.
you have to say goodbye to your old self, or it has to change. And sometimes we can hang on to it because we got so
Well,
tied into it. But
it's
yeah,
familiar.
it's
You
familiar
know,
and
we're
it's fear, and
familiar,
it's
aren't we?
yes, and it's like whatever your old stories were, or your old thoughts, or how whatever people programmed into you, like they told you were shy or you were this or that, and you have to like break free of that. And that's
Absolutely. And
huge.
yeah, it's massive. So yeah, I still needed to overcome the obstacles of selling myself as me and not as the company I was working for,
Right,
selling a product or selling a service from somebody as a third party. I'm selling myself.
right.
And it's me, the vulnerable me,
Yeah, if they
that I
reject
had
it,
to
they
overcome.
reject
Like,
me. Yeah.
yeah, am I going to get rejected? And no one wants to be rejected.
No.
Um, and I think what I learned along the way was, you know, any rejections that you do get, which you
Yeah.
do, don't get me
Yes, you
wrong,
do.
you know,
Yeah.
you do in any business, to
In
me is a
life, even in life, right?
absolutely is actually a redirection.
Yeah, it is. Oh, it is. Oh,
Any rejection is a
oh,
redirection.
you should write that down. Any,
I've got it written
oh,
down.
really? Any rejection is a
Yeah.
redirection.
Any
Oh,
rejection is a redirection
wow. That's
because
awesome.
there are blessings in your redirections. You may not know them right now because there may be objections to or struggles, or you may take that rejection quite personally, which a lot of us do, and take things too seriously. And the
Right,
thing is, I believe there's a blessing in all negative, you know, sometimes negative things that you may come across, or struggles, or blocks, or resistance, or rejections. It's trying to give you the right way to go by you being rejected from what it is you're being rejected from.
yeah,
And I
I'm
truly
laughing.
believe in that.
That's true. I'm laughing for all the guys at the pub. Any rejection is a redirection. So,
Absolutely. It is.
or
It
any
is.
single people out there, or anybody at all, just in life in general, right?
So I had to overcome a lot of you know, bumps within myself, you know, the internal conflict with being my vulnerable, authentic self, which, you know, I never had to do before because I was in the corporate world and I had the shield of the company to protect me. I didn't have to, you know, it didn't come down to me. I wasn't the
Right,
responsible one. But when you run your own coaching business,
right.
you're responsible. You've taken full responsibility. And that's a big ask.
It is, but even in real life, though, that what you go through and learn to accept your real self is huge.
Mm. Oh,
You
it's massive. It's
That's
great.
massive. That's
It's
a huge
massive.
head
Yeah.
start. That's why I feel like this is like it forces you to quicker than life. I mean, life does force you to do that, but if you're
Hmm.
really pursuing this, you're like on the accelerated plan because you
Oh,
have to do these
absolutely.
hurdles like right away to get anywhere.
Absolutely. And so, you know, the journey sort of, like I said, the struggles that I overcome are mostly internal. It's mostly with yourself. It's
It
not,
is. That's
it can be with,
90%.
obviously you're comparing yourself to other people as well
Oh,
that
yes,
maybe
that's
are, you know, 20 steps ahead of you, which is a silly thing to do.
no, so
But
you
we
have to
will do
learn
it.
that too. That's
We will
another
do,
thing you
yeah,
have
we
to
have to
learn.
learn that as well because you're unique. You are
Yes.
your own brand and you have something to share, which only can be shared from you. No one else has what you have. And I
Right.
think it's believing in yourself to the point of, well, you know, I want to change people's lives. I want to make an impact. And you know, what does that entail? But the development, the self-development that you get from that
Oh,
is
it's massive.
massive.
It is.
More
That's
than
that.
anything that you could read about, more than anything you could,
Yes.
whatever seminar, you know, you could,
Exactly. You could read all the books you want, but
it doesn't
this
matter. Yeah.
forces you to do it,
This forces you to do it.
and
And
that's it's so awesome. And that's where the whole Project You thing started for me,
yes,
because
I
I
know,
realized that
incredible.
it is a Project You, and that's your first project, and everything you do has been your Project You from the
Yeah.
start.
You're
And
the best ever project you're ever going to work on.
right, and you have to accept that you are the
Yeah.
project. And if you're a project, then you allow yourself to be imperfect, and
Hmm.
because you're always growing. It's really, but you have
It
to
is.
start with that. You can't think that you can't do that, because
No, I
because
think, you
this
know,
won't let you. You won't get away with that.
no, the universe won't let you
No, it
get
won't.
away with it.
It won't, because
That's
you
what you know, realized, and that's what I experienced. You know, I kept ignoring the call, and
right,
I then eventually surrendered. Once I surrendered, and also surrendered my beliefs around myself, and you know, some of the conflicts that were going on, and I just trusted
right,
the process,
right.
trusted my intuition as well. Then things started to magically
It is
happen.
like magic, isn't it?
It
It's
is.
crazy.
It
It's
literally is
crazy.
like miraculously
Right.
happening things. And, you know, it is a truly a blessing to be where I am today. And one of the challenges I had this year was, and this is not a grumble or anything like that, but it was a challenge that that I experienced this year. And it was something that I had to, like, another hurdle that I never realized I would ever have to overcome.
Uh-huh.
But being in this business for 6 years, this year I'd had a lot of clients that I'd taken on board, and I was just working a lot, and I felt a bit burnt out by
Okay.
summertime this year.
Right.
I thought, I didn't come into this business to feel overwhelmed and burnt out.
Right.
As much as I love this business, um, I wanted to have autonomy, a bit more autonomy, a bit more freedom. And I thought to myself, and I came to a point where and this sometimes may happen in any business. It doesn't just mean it will happen in this business, but
Right. Right.
in any business, this can happen where you're doing something, you've been in it for quite some time, you know what you're doing,
Right.
you've got everything set out, you have a routine, a habit, pattern of behavior, and it's all like you know, it's all working out really well. And but then you come to a point where actually I'm not enjoying
The joy, you kind of lost the
the
joy a little.
joy. Yeah, I
Yeah.
lost the
Yeah.
joy, and I thought, oh my God, I never thought I would lose the joy. And I took so in order to not completely take myself away, because I had obviously clients, I in August I took a whole month out, and I said, right, I need to look at my business
Right.
as a bird's eye view. And am I still meant to be in this business? Because if I'm
Okay.
feeling like this, you know,
Right.
and so I did a lot of going within and questioning this journey. You know, I've
Uh-huh.
learned so much. I've come to a point where, you know, I know what action to take. I'm motivated. I'm passionate. I'm
Mm-hmm.
still in my soul's purpose
Right.
and
Right.
calling. So why am I feeling unfulfilled all of a sudden? You know, so it was a big, again, another big hurdle, because I didn't want to come out of coaching.
Right.
But there was a big point, you know, in the summer this year that I felt, I don't know if I want to go on in this, you know. And I thought, why are you speaking like this, Lisa? Because this is taking you ages to create,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. Yeah.
you've overcome so many hurdles, you've
Right.
overcome,
Right.
like, why are you being like this? And I was questioning it, and I felt, I'm very grateful and thankful for having this business, and the
Right.
people that I've met along the way have been a massive, you know, connection with people, and it's just been so beautiful and wonderful. And like I
Right.
say, and I just felt really like disheartened a little bit by, why am I feeling, I don't want to feel like this, you
Right.
know.
Right.
So
Right. Right.
how do I talk myself out? How do I talk myself out of feeling like this? So I decided to take a break
Okay.
in the business and look at the business from a bird's eye view. And I started to journal on this,
Nice.
because this was, to me, a block. So every
Nice.
single block that I've ever come across, I journal on it,
Oh, that's good advice. Yeah.
Yeah. Because my intentions that I'd already placed in my journal were all happening for me. So it's like, well, what's
Yeah.
this? This is a bump that I didn't foresee.
Right.
And then once journaling on that, and I took, like I said, a whole month off. I went on holiday. I had a break as well. And then I realized that it actually helped me to regain my passion again.
Right.
And it's almost like the universe said to me, you've got no choice, Lisa. This is you are doing your soul's work.
Right.
So, maybe just don't put so much pressure on yourself.
Yeah.
And that's why I needed that break, because I was putting so much pressure on myself to do the things that I knew I was doing, that was moving the needle in my business, that was, helping people to make their transformations in their lives. But yet I was feeling like, well, stagnant,
Right. No joy. The joy was kind of.
So, and that was the best thing I could have ever done for myself, was to journal, take myself
Yes.
out of the
Nice.
whole thing.
Nice.
And so some advice really is
Yeah.
to don't put so much pressure on yourself.
No, no, not at all. Yeah.
Because
Enjoy where
what
you are.
happens with that is that you become conflicted with what you're doing, because your passion becomes, you don't want your passion to become too much like hard work.
Right.
And
Exactly.
that's what I'm
Yeah.
trying to convey here,
No, no, it's a beautiful story. And what's coming to me in my mind is you're on this journey, and you keep going forward, and allow yourself to understand you're on a journey, and maybe you've been like camped down by the river for a while. Like
Yeah,
where it was by the river and it was
yeah,
nice and you were just kind of camping there, but then
yeah,
your joy was kind of going away because it's like, I want to see more of my journey. I've been here
yeah,
at this river, and
yeah.
now it's okay. I'm not, it's a beautiful place, but I want to see, you're feeling
I want to
pulled
see
to
more.
just
Yeah,
just
I
the
want
rest of
more
the journey.
fulfillment.
As I'm not gonna, don't want to spend my whole journey camped here. There's so much more
No,
for me.
yeah.
And so then what I'm hearing is, and or feeling is that, let your journey take you. Don't camp
Mm.
out. You find a nice place and you can camp there for a while, but when your joy, if it starts going, don't think
And you
this
need
is
to move on to the next camp or
right.
the next
Yeah.
thing,
Don't think this is
because
the end and now I'm just quitting.
no,
No, you move on to the next beautiful space or whatever. And that's
absolutely. And that's what I learned this year. Out of the
yeah,
whole of 2022, I learned that actually you can turn things around. You
right.
can also it's understanding you, though, on such a deep level
It
of
is.
like, what am I needing to do? And it's not going to be too drastic in the fact that I don't want to come away from this business, but at the same time, my passion for it has waned a little bit, and I need to find that passion again, because it's what I love doing.
Right. Oh
It's
yeah.
something that I've always loved. And like I said, that was a massive hurdle. And maybe some people that are just starting out won't understand that right now. But sometimes, like you say, yeah, I got stuck in a place
And
where
a nice place, but you were
it was
kind of
a nice
getting tired
place,
of it.
comfy,
Yeah.
familiar,
Right.
and it was like Groundhog Day every day. And I'm like, oh no,
Uh,
this has got to, I know there's more. I know there's
right.
more because I've
Right.
experienced more. So, so I then again, like I said, I journaled, and I asked in my journaling to send me more. I'm ready. I want to evolve. I want to keep growing. Send me those challenges, please. Not that I
Oh,
was asking for challenges, but I was asking for
I
a
understand.
route, a different way
Yeah.
that I can evolve into and become more of me.
Right.
And that meant changing course massively. And it was a massive, so I had to let go of, again, parts of myself again. And I
Right.
felt like I was like almost like a snake shedding its skin,
Yeah, which is pretty much, yeah.
and then again, that transformation I've been going through, and I've noticed massive evolving that I've been going through in the last 3 months. And it was actually, I joined Mastermind, and that was my big
Okay.
tool. My intuition told me, you got to join Mastermind. And I'm like, okay. I'll join Mastermind. And I did, and it was like I really had no idea what to expect.
Right.
And it was the best thing that I could have done, because it gave me that kick that I needed. It gave me that connection with people again that I
Right.
could connect with, because I think it can be a very lonely job, your
Yeah.
industry that you're in can be
Yeah.
quite lonely when you're growing, and you're leaving certain parts of you behind. You're always evolving. And so what I noticed is that, you're moving into different places, and if the people that you're with at the moment don't resonate with that
Right.
place that you're in, you need to move on to the next, like you were saying,
Right.
definitely.
And
And
you,
that's what I thank God, I got the
right.
inspiration. I managed to find my passion again and decided to do, Mastermind. And it's been great ever since. I'm just overjoyed with the
Right.
people that
Yeah,
I'm
because,
connecting with, like yourself, and
oh, thank you.
the
But
wonderful souls that are all in the group, and
right.
the
And we're all,
UFCOC, and
yeah,
incredible.
it's like you've been walking your path and you were kind of camped by the river, and then
Yeah.
you
And then all of a
packed the
sudden,
camp,
yeah,
and then now you're like, and you start walking the trail, and then you started meeting all these new people walking down on the journey with you, like the same direction,
yeah,
and and then pretty soon we're singing around the campfire together and having fun,
yeah.
right?
And that's it. Exactly that. Yeah, I love your analogy of it. It's great. Yeah. And that's what I felt was, like I said, it was a real conflict that was going on, and I was resisting the conflict, even because
Right.
I thought, well, no, this is my soul's purpose. I'm definitely aligned totally to
Oh
doing this
yeah.
work, but it's got to feel right. It's got to feel good still.
Right.
And like, how am I going to get that fulfillment back? And it's like my light dimmed a little bit, and then all of a sudden it was enlightened again.
Yeah, because you join more
Because
community
I
and
joined a community of wonderful
yes,
people, and that's what it's all about.
it
It's
is
about
community.
this community. That's what it's all about.
I laugh every
'Cause,
time I hear that word.
yeah, community is what
The,
it's all about.
the reason why I laugh is because I was seeing someone and she would always say it's about community and in my head I'd be like, nah, community is all, no, I got friends at work. I'm okay. And
Yeah.
then now like God slammed like community in my face. It's nothing but community. And it's like she was like, well, she did help me in a lot of ways. And so and so it is community. And
It is.
we all strive for community to be around like people.
We all strive for connection, and
Yeah,
that's the key to
that
this
is.
whole existence,
It is.
you
We
know?
can't do it alone.
No, and you
Everybody
can't.
wants connection. And
Yeah.
I think part of the reason we hide our unique selves is because we're afraid if we're our unique self, we'll lose connection because people
Yeah.
will think they won't like us. And
I know. It's
so we,
crazy, isn't it? It's
yes, so we
crazy.
become like chameleons to do whatever we think
Yeah.
will get us connection.
Yeah. Everyone's walking around with a mask, aren't they? And it's
Exactly.
like,
Because it's like if I
why?
take my mask down, I'll lose. You won't like me because
Yeah.
you know what? Because I don't like me.
No, that's the
No,
thing. It's self.
I think
Yeah.
that's the
It's the
bottom line
self.
because you don't like
Yeah.
yourself and you're like, if I
No.
take my mask down, they won't like me, so I'll present this nice
Yeah.
little
Yeah.
thing
This mask. Yeah.
so that they'll like me and
And I'll be
yeah.
accepted.
So the key is you take your mask down and you like yourself without the mask, and then
Yeah.
you don't care because you're you
No.
and
Yeah.
you like you and so they like you.
Absolutely. And I think that's the key as well. You've got to like you. You've got to love you.
You have, yes,
You've
you
got
do.
to believe in you.
Yes,
And, you have got so many good qualities in you. And
you
it's
do.
looking at all the goodness,
You do.
as well as, we've all got good and bad, but
Yes, we do.
it's balancing out everything. And it's also, you being you, authentically you. As soon as I
Authentically you.
surrender to that, because it is a
Yes,
surrender,
it
and
is, and it's a
it's a
challenge.
surrender. It's a
It's a
challenge, yeah.
huge challenge.
But as soon as I did that, oh my God, like, just magical, yeah, more magical things happened,
It is. It's crazy. It's there's this woman that
I
I
didn't even know what I was afraid of. You know, you don't know, you're so afraid of being accepted still,
right,
and frightened of being still,
rejected.
yeah, frightened of being rejected,
Yeah,
and needing validation and all of that.
exactly. Yeah.
And as soon as you've surrendered all of that, then your life is transformed, and you
It,
become,
oh God, it's crazy.
yeah, it becomes literally, your life becomes magical. It really
It
does.
does, and yes, and it becomes a life that you're in the moment, you're present,
Mhm.
and it just unfolds in front of you.
Yeah, there aren't actually words to describe,
No, no, it's
It's
and it,
just it's just great. And but we need these bumps. We need
oh, we
these
do definitely.
redirections. We need these rejections. We need
Yes.
these challenges. We need these bumps and whatever is in the road, because you don't grow unless you've got them.
Oh yeah. But as you get secure it, you accept them and you actually
Yeah.
welcome them.
Yeah,
And
you welcome
yes,
everything. Yeah.
there, there's this woman, she's kind of been like a muse to me. I stumbled onto her and I think she was in the Thrive group or something with Tony
Uh-huh.
Ramos. But and so we've kind of gone back and forth and shared things and she's like real high energy. But anyway, um she said some profound things that resonate with me. She said, "You're responsible to turn everything in your life into a
Mm.
blessing."
Yeah.
And that hit me because I've heard that before, but the part that I'm responsible, they say like turn
Yeah.
everything into a blessing, but she said you're
Mm.
responsible. So now it's like that's my duty, that's my job.
Yeah. Turn everything into a
I can't
blessing.
say that somebody else is. It's me. It's all me. And the other
Yeah.
thing that she said that cracked me up, she's like a little petite woman, and she was on a Zoom call, and she's all in the morning. I say I love you, and then I say F you, and I'm all what? And she goes F you, and she gave the finger, right? I'm all like whoa, and she's all F you. You're not going to stop me from doing what I want to do. You know that
No.
part of you that's
Yeah.
like that.
That part of you, yeah. The
Yeah,
sabotaging part,
yes,
yeah.
exactly. So
Yes.
she's like loving her part, and then she's like F you. I'm not going to stop by you.
Yeah. I mean, it's a daily conflict.
It
You
is a
have to
daily conflict.
monitor, you have to manage, you have to be, you have to just keep at bay, make sure that you're sabotaging things or patterns of behavior.
Right.
Once you become aware
Oh
of
yeah,
those,
that's the key.
then you can manage them a lot better, because with awareness comes, your
Comes the
growth,
ability to change.
comes the ability to change and grow.
Yes, because without awareness, you don't even have a clue.
No, you don't
And
even know you're doing it.
no, and it's everyone else. And then all of a
Yeah,
sudden
it's
you're like,
everybody else's fault,
yes.
isn't it? Yeah.
And
And you
then
blame
all
the world, and you blame the government, and you blame,
exactly. Yes, yes.
and it gets to be a bit out of control. And it's, no, you are responsible for you,
Right,
and you need to be more aware of you as a person, as an individual, as a soul, as a spirit, as a human
right.
with emotion. And you are responsible for you as
But
a whole,
everything. Yes.
holistically,
Yes.
on all levels, on all
Right,
levels,
right.
you know,
And you
on all
can't
levels.
yeah, you can't blame like anyone. I mean, things happen, but like what I said, she's everything is your responsibility to turn
Yeah,
into a blessing. Well,
yeah.
damn, it's me. Oh shit, I got to
Oh
do
God, I've got that responsibility. It's a
it.
big
Yeah,
ask. Yeah,
yeah.
it is.
That's a lot
But
to put on my shoulders. It's
yeah,
those people over there. They're supposed to make me happy. But
yeah. And that's why I'm a big believer, especially this year when I came across that bump,
mhm,
that I saw the blessing in it, because the blessing was I found Mastermind, and then I found you guys, and then I
right,
found other people to work with, and it's just been just phenomenal.
right,
The blessings that come out of those bumps and challenges, and the things that
exactly.
you feel that at the time are heavy, because they're heavy to deal with. And,
Yeah,
but actually, it's being able to see the wood through the trees and keep going. Don't
uh,
stop. Just keep persisting. Keep
right,
believing.
right.
Keep trusting.
It is, and everything just changes, and we just hold on to what we know because we're afraid of change,
Yeah.
and we
Well,
don't know that.
we hold on to what's familiar, which is
Yes, yeah,
obviously if it feels familiar, you've been doing something for so many years, on and on
Right.
and on.
Right.
It becomes familiar. It becomes the norm.
Right.
But you're not going anywhere when it becomes that, you know.
No, I heard it goes way back to when it was dangerous, like to be a caveman or whatever.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so you don't do any, whatever was safe, you stay there. You
No,
don't
you
you
stay
don't take
safe.
risks.
Yeah.
Yeah, you stay safe.
Yeah, you
You
don't
know.
progress. Yeah. And so you're
Yeah,
stuck in this like phase of your life
right.
where it's like on a loop. You're playing
It
out the
is.
same behaviors, but with different scenarios, but the same behaviors, but
Right.
with
And
different things, you know.
exactly. And then you just settle. You just settle.
And you
You
just
just
settle, yeah.
and you know, at one point I was all, oh my God, I'm gonna become that grumpy old man.
Mhm.
The one
No,
who's
yeah.
dissatisfied with what that they never did their life.
Never, no.
They didn't reveal their true inner self. You know, and then they got old and then they got bitter,
Mm.
you know.
There was a thing about Wayne Dyer that I read
Oh,
one
I love
day. He
Wayne
said,
Dyer.
I love him as well.
Yeah.
And he said, don't die with the music in you,
Right. Yeah,
you know, because you've
exactly.
got lots of music.
Oh, there's so many dreams and everything
Yeah.
that
Don't
people,
die without, don't die with the music in you.
right. And
Express that music before you
yeah,
go.
and you know, I've also heard, you know, like the only one who can stop God's plan for you is you.
Yeah,
And,
absolutely.
you know,
Yeah.
and you look at it, any of those like stories, they're like,
Hmm.
no, I don't want to go.
No.
There's a calling, and
Yeah.
the hero says, no, I can't do it, I'm afraid.
Uh-huh.
And then there's
Yeah.
another kick in the butt, and they're like, no, and then there's another kick in the butt,
Uh-huh.
and life will kick your butt until you get off the couch, you know.
Yeah. You know what I say? Embrace the kicks up the butt.
Yes, yes.
You need to embrace those kicks up the butt because they're there
Right,
for a reason. They're there to kick you back into the direction that the universe wants you to go in.
right. I heard this. Well, the guy said it was a quote. I tried to find it on the internet. I couldn't. It said something like, to to someone I love or something, may life be hard and treat you badly so that you could become the best person that you were meant
Exactly.
to be.
Exactly.
I'm all,
Exactly.
I
But
so as we go down this journey and we do take uncomfortable action, well then now we can kind of schedule and shape our lives on how we want to become
Mhm.
with less, and be able to respond versus have to react as life kicks our butt off the couch, you know.
Yeah,
We'll
absolutely.
have a little more, not total control, but at least we'll be used to it, and we'll welcome it versus,
Mhm.
you know, we just want to stay in our little corner, and then life comes and deals us all this stuff to do.
I
But
mean, you are the architect of your life. So paint
yes.
those beautiful pictures that you want to experience and
Oh,
think about those things because thoughts
you're
become
right.
things
You're right.
and beliefs shape and create our reality. So what
Yes.
beliefs are not serving you, let them go.
Right.
Surrender to what you want to really truly follow and become. It's in the being.
It is. It
Yeah.
is in
It's
the
in the
being.
being part, not the doing. It's in
No,
the being.
it's in the being, but you have to
It's in the
do.
being.
You have to
Yeah.
do to be, because you can't sit there. I
No.
it is, it's knock, ask, and seek.
Yeah.
And I said it's not sit, wait, and want.
No, absolutely. I love that. I love that. It's really
So
good.
but yeah, like what you said, so it's your responsibility to be the architect of your life.
It
And
is.
your little
You
monkey
paint what you
brain,
want.
right, you paint what you want, and if you tell your little monkey brain to look for every way that you got wronged and
Yeah.
everything else, your little
Then
monkey
that's what you're
brain's
gonna
gonna,
get.
but if you tell your little monkey brain that you want the, you know, you want the better life, because we've all seen that, you see the car that you want or whatever you
Hmm.
want, and you start seeing it everywhere, and you're like, I
Hmm.
never even knew there was this many on the road, because you told your little monkey brain what you wanted, and it found it for you. And
Absolutely.
it does, it finds you whatever you ask, and but it takes time. So if you're asking
Yeah.
your little monkey brain to change your life, It's not going to happen overnight because it's
No,
got to find it, so you'll still see it won't happen like instantly. So you have to wait for that little monkey to work.
absolutely. And also, have you heard of the reticular activating
That's what I'm talking
system?
about, the
Yeah,
little
yeah,
monkey brain.
yeah. You can, like you said, guide that towards what you're wanting more and desire more. And yeah, that will be reflected and you'll have the evidence coming back to you in your reality
Yeah, because that's
every
what
single time.
every
So
time, because that's
start focusing on what you want, not what you don't want.
exactly, you have
You
to,
know?
because someone said your reticular activating system's like Google. When you
Yeah,
put it
it
in, it
is.
does the search. That's what
Yeah.
it's doing. It's searching
Yes.
the
It's
world.
searching, it connects with the Wi-Fi and then it brings it to you.
Yes, if you're telling it to search for every reason why people treat you badly,
Yeah,
it's
then
gonna
you'll
highlight
find,
that.
yeah,
Versus if you want to ask it everywhere where you've been blessed and people have been kind to you, then it will
yeah,
find that.
that as well.
Because
Exactly.
it's
Works
Google.
both ways.
Yes, so you have to watch what it's like. Watch what you Google search because it's gonna find
Absolutely.
it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a very powerful, our thoughts are very
Oh
powerful
yeah,
because those thoughts, it works with the law of attraction. It works with the universe to
right,
bring whatever you're thinking predominantly.
right.
So yeah, if you're thinking, oh, life's terrible, everything happens to me, I'm never gonna do this, and
Yeah,
then that's gonna be
Google.
shown in your reality,
Yeah,
to your son.
Google's gonna find that for you.
Yeah, Google's gonna give you the
It's
evidence.
gonna give. It's like the news feeds. Once you
Yeah,
set up your algorithm,
yeah,
you think that everybody gets these stories. No, only you are
no,
getting these stories because
no,
that's what you
exactly,
searched.
exactly.
And so you have that
Absolutely works the
algorithm
same.
that's feeding you whatever you're asking for. I never thought of that before, but that's true.
Yeah, it's very true. It's very
You
true.
Yeah, you set up your news feed on it.
You do. You set up your news feed.
Wow.
And what you ingest in your mind on a
Right,
daily basis, what you eat and
right.
everything
Yeah,
creates what is, it all has, in addition to what you're doing, it all has its place.
it's creating your algorithm for you.
Yeah, it's creating your algorithm, creating your
Your
architect, your
your,
painting,
your Google search. So
your
that's
Google
something.
search. Yeah.
I wonder if that's something that people can relate to, since we understand how that works and
Uh-huh.
how the Google works, and I've never really thought that that's how my life
It's a good
works, but it does.
analogy, actually, and good way of explaining, I think, because
Right, to
that is
somebody.
exactly what it is, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's what you're doing. It's
Mm,
crazy.
mm.
Wow, that was a good nugget right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So, well, it's been great. We should be wrapping it up, I guess.
Yes, that's
But
fine.
oh,
It's been a
Lisa,
pleasure, my honor.
mine too.
I've loved
And
it every minute.
I
It's
love
lovely.
this. You never know what you're gonna get, and
You don't? Like a
just the
box of chocolates,
exchange.
was it, Forrest?
Yes, right.
Life's life, a box of chocolates. You
It
never know what
is.
you're gonna get.
But the combination of two people when they come together and the thoughts that come out, and
Mm,
we didn't even know where it goes. This is just like your journey in life.
it's fun.
It is fun. Just have fun with it. It was a great
Just
time.
have fun.
Yeah.
Just have joy, fun.
Yes, if I have joy and be able to let go to have more joy. Don't camp by the river for too
Absolutely.
long because
No,
after a while it'll get boring, right?
it gets boring, yes.
Yeah, and join
Become stagnant, so don't
yep,
let yourself do that.
and make a
Keep
community
striving to evolve.
and join others in the community on the path on your journey,
Absolutely.
and share and have a campfire, roast marshmallows and sing
Yeah,
songs
you don't
around the
have to do it
campfire.
alone.
No,
You don't
don't do
have
it
to do it
alone.
alone.
No, picture that. Who wants to sit by the campfire alone versus sitting around a campfire, singing and roasting marshmallows with a good group of
Absolutely.
friends that are all
I love that.
enjoying each
Yeah,
other.
just can
So,
visualize that.
right, and that's
It's
what we've
cool.
created. That's what we've created here, and that's why I ask people who are in the group and not doing anything to come out
Yeah.
and sing by the campfire with us.
Yeah, come and share your experiences.
Yes, we got lots of marshmallows and stuff.
Yeah, we've got plenty to go around.
Plenty to go around.
Well, thank you so much,
Oh,
John.
thank you
It's
too.
been really wonderful to speak with you,
Yes,
and
it's been great.
thank you so, so much. God bless.
All right, God bless. Bye, Lisa.